Angry Guy here, and today we're discussing how semen retention reboots your brain and your body. So, I want to talk about today how semen retention can actually reboot your brain and your body. It can result in you developing a amazing amount of clarity that a lot of people really don't understand. It's something quite profound. I mean, you'll find yourself literally just thinking, what the heck is going on? Why do I feel so good suddenly? You're you'll start to get strength back. And for example, you'll also begin to develop more discipline and self-control. Your body begins to use all of that as well, the proteins, everything. It begins reabsorbing it, and you begin to become stronger and more stable both mentally and physically. It's a really big change. All right, it essentially reboots both your brain and your body. I mean, you'll literally start to feel the massive differences as you're going along this, as you're changing, as you're growing, as you're developing. It's truly an incredible and amazing thing. And I think that more guys need to experience this for themselves and see the power and the energy that it also gives to you. I mean, like, it really, really gives you a ton of energy, a ton of energy. It changes the way you think about yourself. It changes the way that you perceive the world around you. It's like, I mean, essentially gives you a superpower. Okay, you start to get stressed, you feel stronger, and you begin to get stronger, physically stronger, mentally stronger. I mean, it is just amazing the effects that it has on you both mentally and physically. And again, you have to experience it to truly see the amazing benefits that come with it, the amazing benefits that can truly improve the way that you live your life, the way that you feel about yourself, the way that you just go about your daily business. It is unbelievable. Okay. And many of you might think, well, I'm going to eventually miss PMO. But the thing is that the more you retain semen, the more you feel confident, the better you feel physically, the healthier you become. Your immune system will improve. You heard me right. You will feel your immune system beginning to improve, beginning to get stronger. If you're a person who constantly gets colds, you're constantly getting sick, I'm telling you right now, a lot of people have reported how much their immune system has improved after they quit PNM. All right. Once they took porn and masturbation out of their lives, they saw dramatic effects, dramatic changes. They saw dramatic changes in their overall health. They saw dramatic changes in their hair and their physical features, their weight, their muscles. They started putting on muscle. People who were very skinny started to gain weight and started to develop stronger bodies. People who were fat started to lose weight and started to develop stronger bodies. People who had significant emotional issues, depression, anxiety, these specific things, they began to find that they were doing a lot better, that they were now feeling much more stable, much more optimistic about the world, and much better about themselves as well. It really is a massive thing. It's a huge change that occurs when you go down this route. And I really wish more guys would experience this for themselves, because they'll find that NoFap really does transform everything for you. It really does. You start to really change. You take the focus off others, and instead you put that focus on yourself, and you feel freedom. You feel freedom, and you feel the ability. You feel like you can pretty much The more every day that goes by, you feel like you can do more and more and more. Even on your bad days. For example, today I was having a bad day. I woke up miserable. I was miserable yesterday. I was miserable today. And guess what? Because of that discipline that I've been developing as a result of NoFap, most other days I would just quit and say, yeah, I'm not going to the gym and lay in bed. Nope. Got out of bed, got dressed, because it's that level of discipline. NoFap instills an amazing level of discipline in you that you are going to begin to notice, okay? And that level of discipline is going to help you in so many other ways, being able to be more productive, being able to be more assertive and direct, being able to deal with obstacles that are right in front of you. It is amazing in that way, okay? You feel less fear and more direct. You feel, it's like, for example, you realize that bad things happen, but instead of focusing on the bad, you focus on what you can do about it. You accept the worst and you keep moving forward, and you don't focus on the worst. You put it there and say, and you prepare as best as you can. But that's it, all right? Guys, listen to me. You're going to begin to breathe better. You're going to start to eat better. You're going to sleep better. You're going to feel better overall. It is going to really fix a lot of your psychological and physiological problems. I'm telling you that much, all right? If you embrace it and you allow it and you use it to address these things, you'll be amazed. One of the major things, though, that you're going to gain is discipline, all right? Semen retention really reboots your brain and your body, and I would argue maybe even your soul, okay? It has such amazing benefits on you as an individual, on you as a person. The improvements that you see are just so significant that I honestly believe that everyone should give it a try. Every guy should do this. Every guy should learn the importance of semen retention and NoFap, and stop, giving away their spiritual gifts. Stop giving away that part of them that makes them healthy, that gives them power, that gives them strength. We constantly give that away. We give that away, and that's terrible, okay? Because when we do that, we basically become weak. We're becoming physically and mentally weak. We're becoming physically, mentally, and emotionally weak, okay? You should think of your semen as like liquid sun or brain fluid, all right? Think about it. It's no wonder they like to call the male genitals the second head, because if you keep masturbating frequently, you're never going to give your brain a chance to really come online and operate at its maximum capacity. All right, your semen or sperm. It helps men to activate what they call the third eye. A lot of people talk about the third eye, and all your other dormant spiritual senses begin to gradually activate, okay? And your sperm is essentially one of the key ingredients to activating these spiritual gifts, but we constantly drain ourselves through sex, through masturbation. And I'm telling you right now, you become so powerful. You'll become more powerful as a man, more powerful than you could have ever imagined, by retaining your semen, by not throwing it away, by not giving it away, okay? By not disrespecting yourself. I want you to think about this very carefully, all right? And many people are going to knock me on saying this, but think about what sex was originally designed for. Sex was designed to make babies. That's it. Sex was designed for making babies. Making babies. The purpose of sex is to make babies. There are physiological benefits of sex as well, but the primary purpose of sex is to make babies, and that's not going to change. Unfortunately, in today's world, we've made sex about, self-gratification. And in our world, we want instant gratification. We want everything handed to us immediately, right now. Okay? And that's one of the biggest problems that we're seeing today. So it's no wonder that so many people are so unhappy with their lives, unhappy with the way things are going for them. They're frustrated. They're looking for answers, and they're not finding the answers that they want. They're not finding the answers that will improve their lives, that will improve their the way that they think, the way that they feel. They're not finding those answers, and the reason why is because they need more help. They need more energy. And we have that natural energy inside of us. That our semen, like I said, it's really liquid fuel, all right? It's like fuel from the sun. It's fuel from the Father. Think about what our semen represents. It represents creation. Okay? Women have eggs, okay? They have ovaries, and from their ovaries we get eggs, and our sperm fertilizes the eggs, and that ends up becoming a zygote, and the zygote ends up multiplying and multiplying until it becomes an embryo, and the embryo ends up becoming a fetus, and the fetus ends up becoming the baby that we have, ends up becoming a baby once it's born. The thing is that along the way, if you notice, what brings life to those eggs is our sperm. I mean, keep in mind that women have the X and X chromosomes. Women have the X chromosome, but men have X and Y. Okay, so we have both the X and Y chromosomes, and that basically determines if someone's going to be male or female, if they have double X or X and Y. So we basically decide when we have sex, if depending on our sperm cells that we release, if it's an X or a Y, okay, that determines if a baby is going to be a male or a female, okay? So it's actually the man who ultimately decides that. And it's the man's genes that are being passed on to that, within that egg, and that are creating a new life, okay? It's basically like we basically fertilize the egg. That's exactly as clear cut as you can put it. We fertilize the egg. We fertilize it, okay? We we give life to that. And we literally undervalue what God has given us. We undervalue the power that we have inside of us, and we throw it away. We spill it on the floor. Like, think about it, how we waste that God-given energy, that gift from God. We just throw it away, and it's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So we need to put more focus and more emphasis on this, or else we're going to find ourselves just being more and more depressed, more and more sad, more and more in pain, and it's going to continue going in that direction for us until we get back in touch with ourselves and get back in touch with the Father. Okay. With that said, guys, I just want to remind you, we still have a sale going on cryptomoney.academy. All courses are on sale right now for $99. And we actually have a new course, How Blockchain Actually Works. It usually goes for $129. You can get it on the early bird special for $99 right now, along with all other courses. Guys, you need to understand the importance of holding on to that masculine energy, of holding on to the thing that makes you a man. You can find links to cryptomoney.academy in the description of the video and all the courses. You need to hold on to the thing that makes you a man, because if you don't hold on to it, it will be taken away from you. Okay? So that is so vital, and I want you guys to understand that. If you're going through something in life right now, and many of you are, try it, okay? It won't be easy at first. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to start feeling it. You'll have ups and downs along the way, but you will begin to feel the major difference that it starts to make in your life as you begin to retain your semen and use that semen for energy. I mean, guys, like I wake up at usually before 4 a.m. and start getting ready for the gym, and I start working out at the gym at 5 a.m. And you know what's funny? There's guys like Mark Wahlberg, I've read that, like they wake up at like 2:30. They wake up at like 1:30. Like, it's insane. And they start work. Mark Wahlberg, like famous actor, goes to bed at like, I forget if it's like 8:30 or 9 or 7:30. He goes to bed really early, and then he's up by like 1:30 or 2. He's up by like 1:30 or 2, something like that. And he starts working. His first workout starts at 3. First workout is at 3 a.m. and then he has a second workout later in the day also. But of course, why not? When you have so much, I mean, like you wake up at 3 a.m. Like, come on. So I want you guys to consider that how it can transform your life, how you can free yourself. And many, you're gonna run into a lot of people that tell you, no, you don't need to do that. I'm still piper, like I'm real productive, even though I masturbate, even though I look at pornography. You don't understand how this stuff damages your brain, how it messes with the way you think, how it robs you of your manliness, of your ability to think rationally, reasonably. It rewires your brain, and it begins to control the way you think. It begins to control the way you perceive the reality around you. It's truly amazing. I want you guys to think about the Buddhists. Think about the Buddhist monks and how do they live so happily. So the Buddhist monks, all right. I used to be a Buddhist, and part of the Buddhism was they have a philosophy. Part of the philosophy is that you need to have right mind, and right mind meaning that you don't allow sexual perversions and things along those lines to grasp you. And so this naturally would suggest that the Buddhists don't engage in things such as looking at pornography, masturbation, and they also don't engage in sex, as far as I know. So, I mean, when you consider this, it's no wonder that they're so strong physically and mentally. Think about how these guys live very long time. They live long. They live very long periods of time. They don't end up and they don't seem to end up needing like medication for things like high blood pressure or worrying about heart disease. I like Real Names just really dropped a great suggestion. He said the No Fap Companion is a pretty good app for people starting No Fap. Wow, thank you so much, bro. Thank you for sharing that, guys. There's an app called No Fap Companion. Evidently, I'm just look for it on iOS and Android. And I don't know if it's on both platforms, but just look it up. I just learned about it, and basically, it's a pretty good app for people just starting NoFap, and that can help you to get it under control and to really start to improve yourself and improve your life. Because guys, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get more opportunities. You have to do this for yourself. You have to do it for yourself. And a lot of people get comfortable living in mediocrity. Mediocrity sucks. It really does. That is no way to live. Living your entire life in mediocrity is horrible. I'm telling you that honestly and openly, all right? You want to work on yourself and you want to get past that so that you can live a higher quality life, all right? So that you can have the right mind, you can have the right body, you can have the right soul, you can open up that third eye and you can start to see the world in ways that you never saw it before. It's so funny because even when I feel like I just don't want to deal with people, the way I interact with the way I interact with others, it still has changed. I can basically look at someone in the eye and just excuse me, and it's just start just moving up, going about my daily business. I'm able to function and operate much better, and I'm much more like I can stand up for myself. I'm much more confident and feel much better in the world. Doesn't mean like I feel like the world's a wonderful place. More so, I feel capable of going out into the world and doing the things that I need to do. And that's really it. I will say though that like what NoFap has done is the longer I stay on it, the less needy I become in terms of wanting to engage in relationships, like date, have children, anything along those lines, or even just like desiring sex. My desire for sex continues to dissipate like regularly. Like I mean, that's one thing you're going to experience. Many of you will experience, and they call it flatlining, but they say that often your libido does come back. But I'm going to be honest with you. Like the first time I did NoFap, I did it for like 2 months, maybe 3, and this was like a decade ago. I don't even know if they called it NoFap at that point, at that time, and maybe it was either a decade or more. Maybe it was a long time ago, and because me and my best friend, we were like, this isn't healthy. Like we're doing this way too much, and we both like started doing the whole NoFap thing, And we did not, for me, I didn't understand it because I was busy. I was just rushing back and forth, going to work, going to school, and I wasn't really thinking about, the benefits of it. I wasn't taking it so seriously and realizing that this energy is something so special, and I can use this energy to transform my life. That's another thing about using your energy. You need to use that energy to transform your life, not someone else's life. If you're working at a crappy 9 to 5 job and you're absolutely miserable, don't take all that energy that God is giving to you and pour that energy into your job. Don't do that, all right? Just so that you can get a managerial position in like 10 years if you work really, really hard. No. You need to take that energy and pour it into yourself. Pour it into your body. Pour it into your fitness. Pour it into building your own business. Pour it into building your own brand. But do not pour it into someone else. I'm just making it really clear. Do not pour it into someone else, because that's when you end up feeling burnt out, because you just give and give and give everything you have. And then you feel like you have nothing left in the end. And you're like, what the heck just happened here? And I'm going to tell you what happened, because you gave away your energy. You gave away that gift to someone else. All right. And you didn't keep it for yourself. You didn't use it to enrich your own life. You would use it to enrich some company where some guy doesn't even know your name. Like the guy who owns the company, he doesn't even know your name. He doesn't even know your name. Like, there's like 200 employees. If it's a small medium-sized company, even a small company these days, or like, if they have thousands of employees, this guy doesn't know your name. He doesn't know your name, and he doesn't want to know your name. All right? I'm just making it clear to you. You're not important. You're not that important. I mean, you're important enough to make him money, but that's about it. And it doesn't matter how hard you work at your job. Doesn't matter how much you give at your job. Don't forget that you're building someone else's dream. You're not building your dream. You are building someone else's dream. So I think that a lot of the time when failure occurs with semen retention, with NoFap, is because you are not focusing on your dreams. You're not focusing on yourself. You are giving away your energy. You are giving away that power, all right? And then you feel left with nothing. And of course, it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense because you're giving it all away. You're giving everything away. All right. And you're not keeping anything for yourself. You should be investing it all in yourself. Listen to me, guys. I work out and I feel like I'm like, what the heck? I don't have energy. I don't have energy left to fat, but my body is so different. Like, I'm like, what the heck? I feel my body using my semen. So I can't just like discard it because I need it. I'm like literally afraid now to like let my semen go because my body uses it so much just for everyday things, just so that I can function, so that I can survive, so that I don't keep getting sick. Like, guys, I was getting sick, constantly getting sick. Started semen retention, boom. All of a sudden, no more, I'm not coughing. I'm not coughing. I'm not rushing to the hospital because I feel like I'm dying. I'm not going through those crazy things. I'm doing so much better mentally and physically. And I credit that. I credit that to semen retention. I credit that to cutting pornography out of my life. I credit that to cutting masturbation out of my life. Okay, and to using my semen and sexual transmutation, taking that energy and using that energy for positivity, using it to work out, using it to work on my business, using it to work on myself, using it to communicate with others effectively, assert myself. It gives you like this. It gives you this extra layer. It adds. It's like you become more powerful. You become so much more powerful. Some of you don't even know what it means to say you feel powerful. And then when you finally start practicing semen retention, that's when you finally discover what it really means to be powerful, to really feel like you have power, okay? But some people hear the word power and they don't really know what it means. And then you practice semen retention and you start to actually feel real power. Anyway, guys, you can find links to cryptomoney.academy in the description of the video if you want to pick up a course. Let me know what you think about semen retention and how it reboots your brain and body, okay? and how NoFap is transforming your life. Like I said, you can't do it for anyone else. And if you go down this path, you should not be giving your energy away. You need to use NoFap as a means of jumpstarting other aspects of your life, of jumpstarting your own business, your own side hustle that will help you to move, outside of that job, that 9 to 5 job, outside of that lifestyle that you're not happy in. Okay, you tell yourself it's okay, but here's the thing. Sure, you get a steady paycheck, but you're not but guess what, you're making a small amount of money. Oh, even if you're making a decent amount of money, it doesn't matter, because you're giving your life away, you're giving your energy away. All right, and you're selling yourself out, you're selling yourself short, and then that's how you find yourself being extremely mystical. That's how you find yourself being extremely miserable, and having a midlife nervous breakdown. Let me know what your experience has been with semen retention, what you think about it rebooting your brain and body, and if you've had that experience, if you've had the experience of opening up that third eye and seeing things that you never thought you could see before, and let me know how NoFap is transforming your life. If you've tried it before and you haven't been able to do it, let me know about, what your struggles have been with it, and maybe I can help. Don't forget about the app that was recommended to us by Real Names Not Given, the NoFap Companion. He said it's a pretty good app for people starting NoFap. I don't know if it's on both Android or iOS, but it's called NoFap Companion, and you can check it out there and see if it's on each of those platforms. So love God, get money, and cheers.